It's a bit warm, but it's nice.
What's that there?
Intra carbs.
The goal is to go and win the British title in the junior bodybuilding class. I'm not going to mess about. I'm going to tell you exactly what I want, exactly what I'm going to get, and I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to do to get there. Let's go. Let's get out. Right there. Come on.
Am I doing the intro today?
Well, yeah, I done it the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, too tired to talk.
Yeah.
Anyway, so welcome back, Junior Bodybuilding Series, episode 21. So actually remember today I'm on form. So we got chest and biceps today. So you've seen this session a few times now, and it's not very different to the last time you saw it, which was about 3-4 weeks ago maybe. At the moment, I'll be honest, presses have been the hardest thing for me to try and keep up or even progress at this point now. Calories have dropped drastically this week because this week was the first time in 14 weeks since we started prep that I had high days introduced. So at the moment my food is split to training day macros and non-training day macros, which I follow a meal plan that Callum sends me. But he gave me macros to go off on the Wednesday and Thursday just gone. So today we film in a Sunday. So this week I was given 270 grams of protein on these 2 days now. 600 grams of carbs and 80 grams of fat. So fats was increased by about 20 grams and carbs was more than doubled. So that was lovely. It gave me a break. But I said to him before, as he sent it to me, he was like, we need to feed up today. That was literally his reply after me sending him photos. And I was like, I sent him a thing straight away because I was like, listen, if this is to try and give me some sort of mental break or anything like that from the diet, I don't want it. And he said, no, it's not for that reason. It's because we were digging so hard, and it was getting to the point where I was really feeling it, but I was getting on with it. He was just like, it's to reduce physical stress, physical fatigue, so that we can get back on and perform at a better level and a better pace. So, in all fairness to him, it's done the job, because in the space of a week, I've still dropped weight. And although my weight obviously fluctuated up when the carbs went in, so basically I was averaging about 99.8 kilos body weight. Day one of the refeed, I went up to 100.6. So it was like a 0.8 increase in kilos. And then the second day I went up to 100.9. I peaked at that one. The next day, obviously back onto baseline food as normal. It came back down to about 99.8. And then the second day, down to a new low altogether of 99.3. So it worked a treat, and now we're just going to keep digging, he said, for the next at least 2 weeks. Checking in on a more regular basis now because we're getting close, we're 9 weeks out. So food has been manipulated now as of last night. So today is the first day on these new macros, which have also been reduced, which I was expecting after having the high day. You know, now that we're back ready to push again, he's actually making it even harder now. So I'll tell you the macros now. So for training days, we have got 277 grams of protein, 362 grams of carbs, and 41 grams of fat. So fats have been reduced. And in terms of the structure of the day, he's taken the carbs out, and this is because we've worked together, and I find it a lot better doing this. I would rather suffer throughout the day away from the training window and prioritize the calories and carbs pre and post training, especially pre, because it allows me to have a longer and better session. So I'm having the majority of my carbs, 154 grams in my pre-workout meal, which is a lot of carbs, you know. So I'm feeling very good when I'm training. I'm almost feeling like I'm not on prep. And then I'm having 114 grams after training, so I'm replenishing very quickly as well. But then the rest of the day, there's almost zero carbs. So I don't mind suffering, like I said, out of the training, because the performance is where it matters to me, and that's what's going to make me look better. I know it is. So I'll suffer outside the gym, and then on non-training days, the macros are slightly lower drop in food. So we're down to 2,000 calories on these days, right? Which is, I haven't seen that number in about 4 years, maybe 3.5-4 years.
God help
you. Yeah. So on non-training days, I'm struggling, like. But yeah, so 252 grams of protein, 165 grams of carbs. I never thought my carbs would ever be in the 160s. And fats are slightly higher on non-training days, up to 55 grams, but still very low. So yeah, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, I said to him, I said, listen, like, don't just give me high days for the sake of it. Don't give me any refeeds. Don't give me any cheats. You said, don't worry, cheats won't even be in place anyway. But yeah, I will do whatever it takes to get into the best condition that I can possibly do at this point in my career with what I've got now and what I've built, you know. So obviously condition comes with age and the more muscle you've got and everything like that. But I want to be able to do the best I can do at this point in time. And the way we do that is to take all the fat off, literally be fat free on stage. So many people will compete and they still got a little bit of fat on them, whether it's on a little bit on the glutes, whether it's a little bit on the hams, you know, they will have some fat on them. And they'll be in condition, you know, they'll be good enough to go on stage, but are they the best condition they could possibly be? No.
No, you can look at photos on Instagram and everything, and people might look like in insane condition, but it's a different ball game once you're up there. And
it's a different, on stage. And the thing is, if you stand next to someone who is, you say, you know, you've got someone who's conditioned, really. They've got lines in their glutes, they've got lines in their hams and everything. So to most people, they'll be like, oh, fair play, he looks amazing. You know, he's in condition, he's good enough to go on stage. But if you stand next to someone who's legit peeled, who literally has nothing on them, it will make that person look like they're 8 weeks out. And even if that guy's bigger, even if that guy has been doing it for a longer time, he's not gonna go up against this guy, because this guy, everyone's gonna look at him. Everyone's gonna look at him and be like, well, that guy looks 8 weeks out. You know, he can't win.
Who's that guy?
We all know who that guy is, son. We'll be showing you. Don't you worry. So yeah, we've got chest and biceps today. We're gonna show you how to fucking train properly again. So we're training. The volume has been reduced again, so we've taken away all the rest pause sets, so we're back down to base volume. So it's just straight sets to failure. That's the one thing we do. Like I was talking to Jay the other day, I know I'm rambling on a little bit here now, but with our training, if I could describe our training, we live by a few philosophies, and that is we spend a lot of time thinking about exercise selection for one, so really thinking about the type of exercise we want, which is why we're so specific here at Power Building Hardcore Gym with the kit we get in. Secondly, it's obviously the tempo and the actual technique of how we perform that particular exercise. And then thirdly, it's for those sets you give absolutely everything, and everyone's perception of failure is different, but ours is always extreme. Like it's to the point where that muscle can no longer support that load at all, even in the eccentric phase, which is the strongest. So
that's been a big difference for me coming back here. Is I progressed my execution before progressing effort. Yeah, if that makes sense. Yeah, and that's made the biggest difference.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you have actually, before you've been dropping up the weights and everything. Yeah. So we show you how to take everything to failure, and I would call every video how to train to failure if I could, but we just show you anyway. That's what it's about. So yeah, so we've got big dumbbells to start. Hopefully we'll see how the warm-ups go. I can never tell until I start warming up how it's going to go, but hopefully we'll be able to chase some big numbers today, and the rest of the session we'll talk you through as we go. So big session today, 9 weeks out, no messing about, no playing games. Let's take it up a level. Let's go.
It's a lovely sound there.
Yeah, sounds like my shoulders. Nine weeks ago. 9 weeks Monday.
Fucking nuts, innit?
That's when the gym reopened. So we've got that time again. I'll say.
Fuck, there's going to be a lot of difference in that. Think of the difference between now and then.
Yeah.
And that again. Fuck. 9 weeks to bump B. Coming for you. Yeah. Come on in. Make these look light. Oh, easy. And again. 2 more. 1 more. Yeah, drop. What did I do last week? I done a stupidly heavy one, like high one.
Yeah,
high rep one last week, didn't I?
I went in last week for your session.
Oh no. Right, okay.
This is back off weight too.
Back off weight, this is. And I'll touch this one here.
Yeah.
Ooh, easy. Yeah, nice and light.
How do you feel it?
Fucking easy. Easy.
Yep. Let's make these look like then, come on. And drive. Yeah, that's it, keep on. Good. Yes. 3, come on. 4. Drive it out. Yes. And again, with me now then. Strong. Drive. Drive, come on. Yes. Slow negative and drop. Right, so slow. And drop. Nice. Good stuff. Very good. Much better. Yep.
Come on, so on you now. Come on! Let's fucking do this now.
Get under me now, yeah.
Strong for start.
Yep. Yes! 3, 2, 1. Yeah, my
Yours now, come on! Let's make this fucking move, come on! Excellent, come on! Yes, no, come on! Fucking move it! Yes! You're excellent, come on! Fight!
I got you, fucker. Yep. Hey. Woo! That's the fucking one. 9? Yeah. Fuck, eh? 1 round off, baby. Woo! Yep.
Spot the next guy is the hardest because he'd rather die before someone touches him.
So it's got to be something. Thank you.
Set.
I'm well happy with that.
Good set.
Thanks everyone. Mama.
Back off now. 40s.
Come on. Yep. Come on then. Yeah, easy. Keep that up, keep that tempo. That's it. 4, come on, keep it moving. Yes. 6. 7. More than 8 there. 8. Now we work. 9, get this. Yes. 10's there, son. 10's there. Yeah, more, come on. Yes. Yes. Come on. Let's get one more with me. One more with me. Come on. And drive that. Yes. Lock it out. Good. So negative. Don't miss it. Nice. Fucking set.
Oh, fucking hell.
What a set. Thanks. What a set. Best one you've ever done.
Set the standard up.
You set the standard today.
Fucking hell.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
That's a new one. Set the standard.
Yep.
Make it happen. Come on! Let's fucking switch on now.
3, 2, 1, man.
Come on! Excellent. Come on. Stay with this. Stay in the set now. Come on. Yes, bro. Come on! Fight everyone. Come on. Work. Come on, work.
No. Ooh.
That's a set.
Oh, it's feeling good. It's feeling good today. Do talk. Right, so that's the dumbbells finished with.
We are moving on to the second press now, and the only other press of the movement of the session. So we got a machine press. Today we're favouring this one upstairs, and we're going to stick with this for the foreseeable future until we get our prime equipment in, which should be within a matter of weeks. So hopefully try and progress this for the next 3 weeks, and then we move that one into the session. 2 flies to go after this, and then that's chest done. So we're just doing 4 exercises for chest. A total of, on one of the flies we're doing 3 sets, so there's a total of 9 exercise sets in total. Words all over the place today. And yeah, that's it. That's all we need. And then we move on to biceps. We've got 3 exercises for biceps as well. So I'll talk you through each one as we go. This same principle as the one downstairs. 1 top, 1 back off. Taking a failure. Failure is what's going to make this grow. So people get, I get loads of questions lately, especially like, should I do top sets, should I do back off sets, what's a priming set? You know, why should I do 12 to 15 rep range? What's the point in doing 20 reps, you know? At the end of the day, we believe in getting strong in all rep ranges, which is why we include, you know, we've got the heavier set, and then we've got the medium to lighter set. It's not the numbers that matter, it's not where you land, it's all the muscle can recognise is failure, yeah? If you take it to that point where that muscle can no longer support that load, that's what's going to make it grow. It's just, there's no point in overcomplicating training. You see people that don't have a clue what they're doing, they train hard, and that's all they do, and they get better results from it. They don't even know what they're doing. I see it in the gym. So don't overcomplicate it. Just go in, take every single set to failure, and then manage volume from that. And that's when you know what you can handle. No such thing as high volume, high intensity.
Okay, come on!
3, 2, 1, yeah!
Let's work now, come on! Excellent, Llew. Come on, stay with this. Stay with this, come on. Yeah! And drive, come on. Come on, you're still there, come on, stay in it. Come on! Fire! Come on!
Oh yes!
And again. Drive! Good!
Woo! Nice. Yes. Good. 3, 4, 5. Perfect reps. Come on. Don't pause the ball. Come on. Nice. Good. Come on. And again, straight. That's the one. And again. Keep that. And then drive. 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 Come on. Yeah. Control this then. Yeah. Lovely. Nice. Good set. Yeah, just to go over something a little bit more there, talk about training intensity, yeah? The definition of intensity for training perspective is how close does it look like a 1 rep max. That's the way I can explain it. For the last rep of that set, if that doesn't look like a 1 rep max, that's not 100% intensity. 100% intensity would be a 1 rep max failing. That's all you can do. That is flat out intense. The lower you go down the percentages, right, is obviously the lower the load you're doing. But if you make, say 80% of your 1 rep max, the last rep, so say now you do that 80% of 1 rep max for 8 reps, and that last rep is a failure rep, that's high intensity, right? Training with shorter rest periods and doing 5 or 6 or 7 sets of an exercise is not training intense, right? Providing that those last reps aren't failing, right? Because I see so many people, and I'm watching a set, right? And they're doing this, they're doing 20 reps, right? They're like this, and then they go, oh, and they chuck the weight down, right? When nothing's actually stopped moving, they've just got to 20 reps, they've got a pump, and then they're like, oh, good set. And I say, what's that about? It's ridiculous. And then they say they're training intense because they're doing 5, 6, 7 sets, and they're doing a shorter rest period of 30 seconds, then they're going again and pumping it up and chucking it down when they've got about 50 reps left in them. It just, that is not training intense.
We've all been there as well, I mean. We've all been there doing
I've
that.
never
So
been
training.
there.
I have myself.
You might have been there. But the thing is, that is high volume training, but it's not intense. So I'm sorry, but it's not high volume, high intensity, okay? It's high volume and pretty mediocre intensity. If you do high intensity for 7 sets, every single exercise you do, say if you do 5 exercises for one body part, you do 7 sets of each, and you do every single set to failure, by the time you finish that session, you would have ripped your chest off your bone, and I mean torn it. Or if you find that session, and you do this every 3 days, or you do it like, you know, chest twice a week, and you continue to do it at that high intensity, and you legitimately are doing high intensity, you will cause a muscle tear, you will cause an injury, because you cannot sustain it unless you've got 1 in a million elite genetics, right? And there's about 1 person on my mind I can think of that legitimately does high intensity and high volume, and that's Cliffy West. And I'll give him a shout out because he deserves it, because he's a freak of nature and he doesn't even realise himself. But that's the only person that does it. The rest of them is chucking it down. I'm sorry, it's not high intensity, so pick your head up your ass, do a proper fucking set.
Oh. Excellent. Come on, move, come on. 5 in the chest, come on. Move it, come on. Fire! Come on!
Come on, there's more there, keep it going, come on. All the way out. And again. Take the eccentrics, come on. Come on. Take it. Nice. And again, one more. Drive. Yes, come on. Nice. Good. Good set.
Excellent. Come on. Let's work it.
Boom.
You tell me, come on.
Oh.
Woo. Come on.
Nice. Come on, Jay. Nice. Come on, keep on moving. There's still more there. There's plenty more there, son. You gotta keep breathing. Just keep breathing. Nice. Good. Yeah. Come on, keep it coming in. All the way in then. Good. And again. Keep moving. Come on, keep it moving. Keep it moving. And again, and again. Slow. Squeeze. And again, and again, and again. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Again. Good.
Fuck!
That's the one. Lovely set.
Wasted. How can you feel like you just come up hack squat and you're doing fucking cable twice?
So you're fucking huge, bro.
Let's work on, come on. Excellent, come on. Easy, come on. 5, come on, come on, come on. Ready?
Fuck. Oh, James, you're fucking these fucking.
Let's work on, come on. Excellent. 1, 3, 2, 1, fire. 1, 3, 2.
Big set to finish. Finish your chest off. Nice. Come on. Nice, go on, son. Yeah. Go on, son. Good.
Again. Come on. You want that? Come on, fight. Come on.
Ooh. Basically the same person. Anyway, right, that's the session done. I'm finding it hard to talk during the session now. You know, at the start we've obviously got a lot of energy, we stemmed up. Once we get the big exercises out the way and we're getting through all the fluff work, it's becoming very hard and tedious. I'll just be honest with you. But yeah, so just to touch on a little bit of what we did. So like I said, I've already talked you through the chest session. With the biceps, we just started off again with a nice isolation. It's always a preacher, so a supported bench to the pad. So you literally fully isolating the bicep. You can't use any momentum at all. We get a heavy top set done with that, usually, and then a nice back off. And then same again, just 2 sets on the next 2 exercises. One to target the long head of the bicep with our upper arm behind our body, which is what we've done with the D-handle cables. So again, top set back off. And then the last one, we just done the dumbbell hammer curl. So a little bit more of a free weight movement because we've already completely isolated the bicep to the point where we know that it's fried. So anything that you put through a curl is going to make sure that the bicep goes first and it's not your forearm or your grip or anything like that. So yeah, we enjoyed that. And usually the last bicep exercise is always something like that we really enjoy anyway, you know, so a nice dumbbell hammer to finish. Get some veinage out, some dirty scenes. But yeah, really good. So we're 9 weeks now, things are really starting to pick up. We won't actually be able to film next week, so the next time you see me now, we'll be 7 weeks out, and hopefully, well, I'm telling you now, from this week forward, and obviously over the next 2 weeks, we're going to be making some massive changes. So by the time you see me next, it'll be a whole different ball game altogether, and then we literally will be getting so close to show that it'll, not that we're not serious now, but things are just going to be stepping up every single time. So make sure you subscribe because there's a lot to come your way. Again, like I said, there's a lot more coming up on the channel, so make sure you stay tuned and subscribe. Comment what you want to see, and I'll see you soon. Thank you for the support.
Come on! Fucking take it out, come on!